Welcome back to modded Minecraft, that is Ultimate Alchemy in this case. And yeah, we've got all these things to create. Now, I've got a bunch of stuff to, in fact, there's one missing from there, but it's a relatively straightforward thing. Sign. Yeah, let's just put that up, because I can't make it just yet. It's we just don't have enough power in our system to do it. Dragon hide, yes, that's the one. That'll do for the moment. We need to get to void metal. Void metal is used in thaumcraft, and it creates a further tier of our various stuff at the back of the room over there. But it also is used as an ingredient in the dragon eye, that one. So in order to get the dragon eye, it's not terribly difficult for the void metal, but we got to actually get that up and running. And then we've got to make some other things as well. So third eye, so that needs some golden carrots, fair enough, you might imagine. A rune of earth, we've already made all this kind of bits and pieces, so that shouldn't be terribly difficult. We also need logic directors, and they're going to need crystallized chorus chunks, which will be something we can create, I hope. Looks like we can transmute it. And we can make liquid chorus, we'll come back to that. But void metal, we need void metal ingots to make into void metal nuggets. And the ingots are made from seeds. Seeds are made from miniature seeds. Now, miniature seeds you can't get by any other methods in breaking grass. So go and get some bone meal, use the bone meal up. About a stack, you'll probably get a miniature void seed out there. It's quite rare, but once you have one, you should be able to make more. So, to make more, you can use a time machine to convert one across in 5 minutes and 51,000 RF into a void seed. That void seed we can then start thinking about using in a phytogenic insulator. So let's see how much the time machine takes to craft. Time machine is acceleration 1 than a machine block. And we have, well, we should have an acceleration 1 in here by now. Yep, so one time machine, presumably that just needs power. So let's find a place in our various different crafting areas for that. I've left my my manual approach here for this. Not that I don't think we need that anymore, but I've left it alone for now. Doesn't much matter, so let's just make a second row here, and we should be able to put some power in. So the time machine we'll just set down and set it there, and let's just start this off. We need a flux point of some kind, so flux and flux point. There we go. And do we need anything else in here? Not sure that we do. Let's just get this from the overclock power area. And let's put in a miniature void seed, and that should start processing. That's going to take 5 minutes. Yeah, that's fine anyway, because I'm going to be getting on with other stuff. That will convert a void seed, miniature void seed, into a void seed. Then we can use phytogenic insulators to convert this across into void eggplants. I guess that's one way. Or void carrots, or presumably other things as well. No, just void eggplants. We can use those in a colony generator to make more power. Lots of power, in fact. Only 361 per tick. Fine. But this also then gets us 150% chance of void seeds, meaning that this will multiply over time. To get there, however, we've got to get to flux phytogrow. That comes from rich phytogrow, which comes from sawdust and fertilizer. Sawdust we've got infinite wood for, so we're not going to worry too much about that. Fertilizer, however, needs apatite and sand, but sand we can get infinitely. Apatite comes from bone meal somewhere. Energetic infuser, we can convert up from bone meal, which means we need a renewable source of bone meal. Now, I'm going to go for the crusher. Here it is. Pop it down there. The crusher takes a few things, but it will take wool. And of course, we have a farm over here with flax seeds in it. Remember when I created this? Yep, flax seeds. That produces a lot of string. Now, the string we can immediately convert over just by basically exporting into the system. So I'm going to want to power this somehow. So let's just break open the bottom there. And how much cable? Oh, we've not got a lot of cable left. Cable. We could also go for the conduit from Ender.io, thanks to a viewer who mentioned about that. But for the moment, let's just start with a stack of cable. Okay, and an exporter. Just one. And hopefully this will actually accept into the bottom. We'll see very shortly. Whew. And that didn't apply the first time I double tapped. Okay. Yeah, let's not give me heart attacks. All right, so we'll get our cable here. And anywhere nearby should do so. Let's just bring it all the way this way. There we go. And we're going to want to export wool into this. And that means, well, do we want to export wool? We're going to have to make wool to be able to do that. And we have string at the moment. So we should probably export into a chest and have the chest be pulled upwards into there. So let's just get the flat transfer nodes out. Those, hopefully, the bugs have been fixed. This is a new version, by the way. It just came out literally today. So I'm not going to tempt fate too much. Let's just get the flat transfer node and make sure, is it the right way around? Will you accept stuff that way? Well, we'll see very shortly. Get a chest, or should we just be able to pull from the crafter? I want to maybe pull from the chest. Depends how fast this thing is going to be. And then from the chest, we will be able to pull. Let's just get rid of that cable. And we'll just export from here. Okay, so from here, I want an exporter. There it is, the bottom. And I'm going to tell it to export string. We've got 12,000 of it, so there's not going to be too much problem exporting string. There it goes. And then we'll just put this crafter in the way, which should be able to pull, and we need to push it up into there, so we're going to need one of those flat transfer nodes. In fact, not a flat, yeah, it is going to need a flat transfer node. That's an output. That's an input, which may means I need to change the one on that one. That's an output as well. Okay, that's going to be straightforward. I'll do that shortly. Okay, and then we'll just put our crafter in place. You won't place? Oh, it's the bug with the flat transfer nodes. Still bugged. Okay, and then we'll just tell it to baby craft wool. And is that being pushed into there? It is. So the wool is, oh, nearly killing myself. And then that should be available if we get this the right way around. Using a flat transfer node. There we go. It should get pushed up into the, there we go. Pushed up into the crusher. Yep, that's working. So it just needs some power, which is very straightforward. You have some conduit, maybe? A little bit. And let's just put that block back. All right, nice and clean. This thing should start processing. It's going to need some more speed. Let's take these out for now. Put them over here. That's better. So every so often, this thing should start producing, in fact, we can speed it up even further with a wand of acceleration, should start producing bone meal. So we can just export from here. I'm not quite sure whether this will auto-export, so why don't we just grab an ender chest from there. And we will just, why can't I build me an ender chest? There we go. And I'm going to need a flat transfer node, and we're going to output everything from the top. Oh, and you're not? It's just deciding, yeah, you know what, I'm not going to do that. Fine, I will just export this using regular conduit then. Okay, that's now running. It's producing string, and that's being automatically taken out using Ender.io conduits. the filters are set so that string goes back into the system, which will come back into this eventually anyway, because I don't need it for anything else. If bone meal is produced, it goes right into the energetic infuser, which goes right into this slightly larger chest for water being created. And then underneath here is another chest that's being exported with sand. So if you just get that out. Have I set it? I haven't set it yet. That's not going to work too well. We've got lots of sand available though, so this is not going to be too hard. There we go. So sand is available. And then we'll set up the recipe in here. We just want some more appetite's been produced. So we want this, this. That produces fertilizer. Okay, so let's just pop you in there and you can produce all the fertilizer that you can. And the fertilizer can be automatically exported straight into our system. So what I want to do is maybe we've just connect the rest with item conduit. I'm not going to want to do anything with this, so that can go away. This one is going to extract always active. But there's only one place it should be able to go. So let's just take half of you just to test and make sure this also is allowed in the filter settings. So that should go back into our system. There it goes. And we should have 48 in the system now. So fertilizer. Yep, it's all in the system. Good. We've got everything running. So that's fertilizer produced. We then want to take that and we then want some sawdust to get phyto grow. Sawdust is, let's see, what's the most optimal way of making it? 100% from a sawmill. So we can make a sawmill in the system, I imagine. What's the saw blade? Just iron and a bit of other stuff. Okay. Sawmill straightforward. We always have wood available, of course. Wood. Do I want an infinite barrel? What's it called? Barrel. Item barrel. Yeah, you'll do. And we'll feed that in directly. We can probably do it over here as well, to be honest. Yeah, this should work. Then the sawmill should be able to auto input and auto output. So if I put it, why don't we try putting it there? It should have power. If we tell it to feed from the left, yeah, left, and then right, we only want the secondary output, and top, we want the primary output. And the primary output, we're just going to throw away. It's just going to be planks. I don't actually need it in the system. So, and because it's an infinite input, we don't need to worry about anything else. So, auto input, so it should start dragging in the wood and should start pushing out the sawdust to the system because the output's here. It won't be able to push anything at the top just yet because we need a trash can. Whoops. Just to stop it from not working, essentially. There we go. And that will just void the output for us. There it goes. And we could, of course, speed that up if we wanted even more. However, that means our 3 things that we need are now in the system. And that means we can probably teach you the recipe for the rest. So phyto grow. Could teach you the recipe, or we could automatically produce phyto grow and then energize it. I think we're going to automatically produce it. So I'm going to want to export sawdust and I want to export fertilizer. And again, we've already started this chain off. We may as well carry on. So building this up, we then should have another infuser here. And just get a bit more energy conduit come running this way. There. That'll do. And then in this crafter, we're going to assemble the recipe. So we want 1 fertilizer and 2 sawdust. That's automatically being made. Now there is a recipe that has a better output, but given this is all essentially infinite now, aside from the string, of course, which we've got 12,000 of, so it's not going to be much of an issue. We're then going to want to be able to auto input, maybe? That's not exactly working. So why don't we just get rid of you for a second. Make sure that it does work with a flat transfer node. There we go. And then put that on top. Rich phyto grow. And it's now starting production. We can then decide where we want this to go to. So, for example, we're going to be producing, so let's go to fighter grow. This is going to produce fluxed fighter grow. So the next machine will be an insulator. I don't think I've made one of those yet. Let's get one of those. Does it need anything special? Lumium. We haven't made lumium before. What's lumium made with? Glowstone, silver, and tin we've already got. Let me go and make some of that. And yep, don't do as I did. Don't just throw glowstone in there. It makes electrum. Not that electrum's a problem, but we actually want lumium, which we need to put through a magma crucible. Just glowstone as before. And we will get just enough for a bucket shortly. That should be there. Nearly done. I need to speed this up, don't I? But that's not much more of a problem. Once it's a bucket, I'll throw that in with tin and silver, and we should get lumium. And here we are. We have the water into the insulator, which was made with aluminum. Void seed is already in there. That can just stay there. We'll have to loop it back through once it goes through, but otherwise that's fine. I'll set that up in a minute once it produces its first outputs. We're pulling in explicitly into this first slot from the right-hand side, which is where our flux fighter grow is coming from. And that should pop in. We should have more than enough for this to actually work, because as you can see, it's already quite low. And of course, it only presumably works during the day. Interesting. I thought it worked constantly. Anyway, in any case, oh yeah, it is working. Yeah, still fine. It's only using 20 RF per tick though, so we're going to want to speed that up a little bit. So our usual kind of upgrade kits will count here, I imagine. Upgrade kit. Yeah. Hopefully I have enough of these. We'll see. Let's just make 2 in case I need to make some more. A couple of silver gears. And then we will just manually have those into the reinforced conversion kits. Then we want the augments. So augments, and let's just make sure I get started with at least 2. Let's just craft 4 instead, because we can always remove them. Auxiliary sieve increases the chance of a secondary product. So I think I actually want to make one of those as well. And maybe that'll improve our chance of void seeds. If it doesn't, yeah, it's not a problem. So let's just pop that down. And you see we get 2 void seeds. We can put that back through. And in the meantime, we need to upgrade these, don't we? So let's just get our conversion kits. And then in here, we should then be able to place one of those and one of these. And hopefully that'll be a lot faster. But we're also getting some void eggplants. I guess we could try and repower this whole thing with putting this into a culinary generator and putting it back through. That's one option. But I'm not going to be too worried about it. What I do need to make sure I do, however, is take this output and put it back in here. Now, I don't think I can do this explicitly, but if I just go left and say I want to take the yellow output there, and then maybe feed it into the top, unless I can also accept that as an input. I don't think I can. Yes, no, I can't. No, I can't. Okay, so we'll just need to move this water somewhere else. Let's just put it on the front, maybe. And there we go. If this accepted from any side, it'd be fine. We could just use the Ender IO item conduits to push it back straight back in again, but that's a little bit off. So let's just assume we can do it from the front. Hopefully we can. And yes, it will let us. Good. So then we can just accept top. We want the explicit slot for that. There we go. And then we can just use Ender IO conduits. Let's make some more item conduit. And there we go. Don't need you. You can extract all the time, and you can just be an input. That is a quick loop, and that will continue to go around and around and around, and eventually it will actually fill up with void seeds. So we'll put the input here as a higher priority, and then what I'll do is I'll put a ender chest on top. with a regular priority. And once this is full up by looping around, it should start outputting as you might expect. We can also set this... Oh, we can't set this to an output. We're running out of slots. We can put them on the back, I guess, because we need to make sure it doesn't jam up. Oops, that's wrong. Give me that. We don't need to go all the way up. We can just go to there, I think. Yeah. Let's just get rid of you. And we are going to just say extract at the back. And we want this explicitly the red socket. And that can go into... Can it go into there? Yes. Maybe. Let's actually just make sure of it. So we'll just put one on the back here and make sure this is channel brown. And this is channel brown. Always active. And there it goes. So anything excess from this whole process, we should get into our system. And that will start making us void seeds. Now, to process void metal from void metal seeds, we're going to need some Vitium. And Vitium is a little bit hard to get hold of to start off with. It's made a lot with various things that we can make. Mycelium is one, and that makes one Vitium. Okay, so we could do that. Lots of other stuff that is made with void metal, unfortunately. However, we also get it from Nether Wart. Now, Nether Wart is actually fairly simple for us to make now that we have thaumcraft. Throw a stick into the equipment over there. I can never remember the exact name of it. Let's go through. I need to know what the exact name of it is now. Thaumatorium, yeah. Throw a stick in there and select the blaze rods. And as long as you have some ignis nearby, you'll be able to make blaze rods. Throw that into a mana pool with the catalyst underneath that converts things, and that will convert into a Nether Wart. A Nether Wart you can put into another insulator, just like I've got here. Second setup. I don't need this particularly going into our system. I'll just have it duplicating through here. In fact, I need to make sure that is auto outputting. Always active. Why are you not? I've not selected this as input. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that will just loop around, and then we'll start building up in this chest with lots of extra Nether Wart. In my case, I'm not going to worry too much about extras because we've got stuff to do. So I'll just grab half of what we've done so far, and we will put it in here. And it should start getting us Vitium, Herba, and the other element that I'm not sure what it is yet. There's our Vitium, so let's just label you. And there's the other element. Now, what is the other element called? Nether Wart. Nether Wart. Aspect from thaumcraft, Herba. Alchemy. I think that's a new one. Don't recognize that from previous. In any case, that is now sort of processing this out. And it's just slowly being pushed over here, hopefully. Now, the void metal itself we can use as an upgrade to this, the void thaumium messenger smelter or whatever it's called over here. Yep. Now this is slightly more efficient. Well, instead of 85%, it's 95% efficient, so we should make even less flux, but it is slower than this tier. However, we can actually make that once we've got everything sorted. Not got it all sorted just yet, but that is enabled by void metal. Yep, we've got 20 there. So on this side, we should then be able to take void seeds and make void metal. Over here in our existing liquid fermenter, to get from protein soup, we normally had this to produce nether meat, which also made nether wart, I think, if you put seeds with it. So that's the other way of making nether wart. However, over here I put in some ender pearls, and that let me get some liquid chorus, which I should be able to take over to our drying rack, I would have thought. Hopefully. You don't have anything in you. Maybe I need to get rid of you first. Yeah. Why don't I just get rid of you? Okay. And let me just put that back. And I'm going to make sure it doesn't try and fill with lava. It's not set to do that, so that's good. And it retains its contents. Well, that's annoying. Apparently a regular drying basin will do just fine, so let's just pop you in here, and that should take a little while, but should convert into a block. And the block form is what we can convert for the rest of the dragon eye. So here's the dragon eye, and we need 2 of them, so we're going to need 8 void metal nuggets, but that's fine, you get a 9 from, 1 ingot. And then we need these logic directors, and they take crystallized chorus chunks, which you get 6. So I'm going to need to put some more ender pearls in, clearly. If we only get, let's just get 4 more of these. And pop it in here. That should convert over straight into liquid chorus, and then I can put another bucket in here and get that filled up. Very quickly, in fact. That's much, much faster than normal. There we go. And have you now solidified? You have. So we can take that out, put this back in, put this back into crystallized chorus chunks and put them in. Okay, so dragon eye. And we're going to need... Oh, these actually make 4. Okay, so we only need... what is it? Oh, I am going to need another chunk. That's fine. We're just going to need a few more of those. That's everything ingredients. And the third eye, what have we got actually of this? We've only got the rune, but the rune is actually the most annoying part of that. Golden carrot. We need carrots. Carrot? How are we actually going to make carrots? We can convert them from potatoes. Okay, do I have potatoes? And we can just put them in the phytogenic, and that will just reproduce more and more carrots. That's fine. Potatoes then. Potato? This is good. Wheat. We have wheat. Good. Wheat. And in fact, we have lots of wheat. So instead of worrying about it, we should just be able to transmute these over. Let's just go here and drop them. Get 32 potatoes, get 32 carrots. There we go. And we will put them into the system. That means we need to get golden carrots. What was it for them? Let's just go for dragon eye again. Yep, 4 of them. We need to get some quartz blocks, a couple of those. Eye of Ender. I have 1 ender pearl left. I do need to make more of it, but that's fine. And then a mana diamond, and a mana diamond is just a diamond into a mana pool. So let's grab 1 of you. And is it into this one or this one? It shouldn't matter, I don't think. There we go. 1 mana diamond. And there we go, dragon eye. So there's the third eye. Then we just need the rest of the logic directors, and we need to make a Thermionic Fabricator. That generally converts sand into glass and then uses glass. So Thermionic. Everything apart from the middle, which is just a sturdy casing. We'll grab you, and let's just get rid of some of this other stuff. Don't need those for now. And that's fine. We just need to give it some power and then the ingredients. So let's just grab the other stuff from here. There we go. And void. So we should just be able to convert that over in our inventory. Dragon eye. We are going to need 2 of these. So logic directors. We have 8 of them. Oh, that doesn't mean I'm going to need another third eye. Do I have another rune? I don't have another rune. Yeah, we'll just make 1 for now, and I'll make the other one off camera. That's fine. We're going to need some sand, probably, if it's a Thermionic Fabricator, and some void metal nuggets, and everything else. The third eye. Yeah, there we go. And let's put this down. Anywhere with power should do. I'll just pop it here for now. Put some sand in. And that should start increasing if we've got power. It does have power. No recipe. Oh, you have to put the recipe in. Fine. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the third eye. More liquid resources needed. What does it need in the way of liquid then? Liquid glass. So it should just start melting glass. Yep. And that should convert over into the dragon eye. So we've got this top right one Done. Cool. With that, there is quite a lot left, as you can see. But this is why it's a challenge pack, of course. But that's actually 2 of the 12 done. However, it's also major progress towards all the rest. Now, if you're wondering why, well, let's just take a look at the various different dragon things. So for dragon head, we need a zombie brain, but that's just tallow and some bits and pieces we need to get from elsewhere. And that's just rotten flesh, which we can get from Nether Wart in compost. We've already got Nether Wart. All right. So then we've got 2 dragon eyes. We've got both of those. We need dragon fangs. They need manulin. And manulin, is it easy to make in this? Iodite and cobalt as normal, but how are we getting iodite and cobalt? Yeah, we're going to need some bits and pieces for that. That's not something that's trivial to make just yet, but the milk certainly is. So the milk, we can use the same process we already did with the fermenter, with the protein soup, with some sugar instead, which we get from the sugarcane already. And that makes milk, so we don't need actual cows to produce that, so that's half of it done. We need dragon horn. We're not going to worry about too much about that, but that's just lots of quartz, I imagine, and various bits and pieces. Yeah, nothing too special there, at least I think. Dragon hide is just leather. And then dragon's breath, we've got the process sort of there. We've got liquid chorus able to be made with that fermenter. We also need void vapors, but void vapors is just smelting void seeds. And of course, we've made those this episode. So we should be able to make dragon's breath, at least next, with a refinery. That is from immersive engineering, so I'm going to have to go and try and build a machine and invariably get it wrong. But yeah, mostly fine. And then the skull itself. Now the skull takes flux armor plating, 8 of. Each of those takes flux electron plates. Those are made with a metal press and or a compactor. I'll probably use a compactor, it's easier. And that means fluxed electrum ingots. And we can make those with electrum blend and sand. That's just silver, gold, and destabilized redstone. So we can already make all of that. Just takes a little bit of time. The flux crystals are just diamonds and some destabilized redstone. And that's just 8 diamonds, and we've got more than enough for that as well. So we've already got a lot of progress towards this. The main things that we're going to actually need that we don't have yet are going to be the dragon scale. That needs iridium somehow. I haven't looked up how we get iridium yet. You can put it in the comments below if you already know. And you probably... some of the Britannia stuff should be straightforward, I would have thought. Rune of Gluttony and Greed. They look straightforward. Yeah, I think we've already got that as technology. So we're not far from it. We just have to get these elements. Now, we already got Alienis. That was the thing that came from, was it the Void Seeds or was it something else? Anyway, we've already got it. We need Tenebrae. And that, does it look like we can actually make it easily? I want to say yes, but I want to say from Endstone. Can we make Endstone easily? Showing Ender Air bottle at stone. Endstone. Any other way? Yeah, we'll figure that one out. Obsidian actually makes it, so that's not a problem. We'll just use obsidian instead. And then we need Spiritus. Where do we get that from? The Gaia. That would be one way of getting it. Hopefully there's more ways than the Gaia. We could make capturing wands. We could make heads, but that's from bone blocks. So that's one option. And that would do it as well. We get 10 from each one. There we go. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. I think we're okay for one episode here. We've got basically a lot of automation done. And then we're going to be heading in towards putting some of this stuff around the altar as we actually go around here. And hopefully this will be fine to actually go with once we start assembling it all. So from this episode, hopefully you've liked it. Next episode, we're going to get most of those ingredients than I would have thought. There's going to be a couple of setups I'm going to need to do. And then we'll get the dragon head together. From there, we can get into Draconium. Hope you've enjoyed it. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you have. Feel free to subscribe, share. And of course, as always, if you want notifications, press the bell. Or indeed, follow me on Twitter @GreyDuster, and we'll see you next episode for some more Ultimate Alchemy. If you like the games on the channel, have a look. There is a new season of Factorio starting. It's vanilla-ish, starting off with vanilla, and we'll see whether I add any mods to it as time goes on. It won't be very long, that series, because well, I say it's not going to be long. It won't be very long to get the rocket launched. Actually, whether we go on beyond that point is sort of up to you guys. You can put your opinions in the comments. All right, as always, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.